So, you're a new worship leader. You're going to be leading worship in church for the first time on Sunday, and practice during the week maybe didn't go so well. None of the songs really went exactly how you planned, and honestly, you're a little scared. I mean, you're excited because it's a brand new chapter in your life, but the truth is you're uncertain about what's going to happen on Sunday morning. Let's take a deep breath. I'm going to give you some help. See, there's a concept that I've encountered as a worship leader and as a music director, and that concept is as follows. Your team needs to get to know you as much as you need to get to know them. Let's break that down. Body language is important. It might feel like there's a lot of pushing and pulling, like the team isn't doing exactly what you want them to do, but that's only because they haven't learned how to read you yet. Everybody has different non-verbal cues. Some might tense their shoulders when they want the song to get softer, or they might tap their hip when they want the song to start building up again. Now, some non-verbal cues are common, like tapping your foot when you feel like the song is dragging, and some are unique, like turning your palms up and looking towards the sky to indicate you want most of the instruments to drop out. Think of it as if they're learning a new language. It takes time, and that's okay. Don't be too hard on yourself or your team. Worship leaders are all different. Some of us are more soulful, some of us are more upbeat. I've had worship leaders cover that old hymn, "It Is Well With My Soul," in the style of Matt Redman's Dancing Generation, and I've had other worship leaders cover Michael W. Smith's Forever like it was Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus. Now, I'm not saying any of this is wrong, just that people have to get to know where you fit in terms of tonality, dynamics, and articulation. The other thing to bear in mind is that as worship leaders, we all communicate in different ways. I've had someone tell me they need more shade. I was playing drums. Eventually, I figured out that he was talking about dynamics. In other words, he wanted me to play louder in certain parts and softer in others. Now, this might sound weird, but you have to understand the English language doesn't really have too many words to describe music. I mean, if you think about it, how do you describe the timbre or the texture of a tone? Take, for instance, the difference between a piano and a violin. Even if we play the same note, they're still going to sound completely different. The problem is that we just don't have common use words to describe these things. So worship leaders will come up with their own vernacular to describe things. As musicians, the only way we're going to learn their language is by testing stuff out and seeing if the response is positive or negative. Here's the deal. Over time, you will get better. You'll get better at using body language that everybody can understand. You'll get better at communicating with your team what kind of musician and leader you are. And you'll get better at communicating what you want out of a chosen song. You'll learn to use words that get the message across in a clear and concise way. But don't forget that you're dealing with human beings who all interpret music in their own way. It will take time for them to get to know you. Folks, we've only scratched the surface of what there is to know about leading worship, and I really hope to share so much more in this channel. But for now, I'll leave you with one last thought. Don't forget, if this is your first time, maybe cut yourself a little slack. You're not leading this team by accident, and you're not leading alone. God put you there because He believes you're the right person for the job. And if that's not affirmation, I don't know what is. Trust your team, but more importantly, trust God.